If you're speaking English and making many mistakes, this is the video for you. So stick around because we're going to try to fix some of your spoken English. Ready? Let's go. Okay. So today, guys, we're going to be understanding subject-verb agreement. We're going to discuss how to match subjects and verbs in English. So what is subject-verb agreement? Well, subject-verb agreement is a fundamental, which means very important concept in English grammar. It ensures that sentences are grammatically correct and convey meaning clearly. This guide will help you understand the basics of subject-verb agreement and how to apply it when you're writing and speaking. So if you actually want to learn how to speak English, make sure you watch the video to the very end so you can actually make an improvement. So, what is a subject? I'm going to explain everything first so you can understand properly. So the subject is the person, animal, or thing that does the action in a sentence. It's who or what the sentence is about, okay? So, for example, the dog here would be the subject, runs. My brother, the subject, plays soccer, football. The books, that's the subject, are on the table. So a bit more of an explanation. In the first example, the dog is a subject. Second, the brother. Third, the book, as I already explained. So now we know what a subject is. Let's move on to what a verb is, and then we can get into the juicy part of this lesson. Okay, so what is a verb? A verb is an action word. It tells you what the subject is doing. So an action word. So for example, the verbs run, play, eat, sleep tell you what the subject is doing. For example, the dog runs. Runs is the verb. It explains what the dog is doing, right? My brother plays soccer. Plays tell you what the brother's doing. The books are on the table. The third example is connects the subject to the books, but the position is basically. Okay, let's move on and get into the juicy part. Okay, so what is subject-verb agreement? So subject-verb agreement means that the subject and the verb in a sentence must agree or match. They must make sense, basically. So a key point, this means the verb must change depending on the subject. For example, if it's singular, one, or plural, more than one. So now we're going to try to understand that a little more so you can stop making those mistakes. Okay, so singular subject is when there are only one person or animal or thing doing the action. So an important rule, with singular subjects, the verb often has an S at the end. So you always add the S, okay? So for example, you would say, the cat, which is singular, runs. There's an S at the end of the verb, run, right? My sister eats. There's an S at the end of the verb. A boy plays football or eats dinner, plays football. There's an S at the end. So here, this is the subject-verb agreement. There has to be an S because the subject is singular. The brother, the boy, the sister, the cat is one. So the verb has to have an S, okay? So if the subject is singular, you add the S, and there are exceptions and rules, etc., which we're going to go through now. So don't be confused, stick around, and hopefully you can conquer this today. Okay, so plural subjects. A plural subject is when there's more than one person or animal. So not just one. For example, the cats here, right? Cats is plural. So here, you don't add an S. You say the cats run. Do you understand? So now there's an S in the subject. The verb no longer requires an S, okay? Another example, my sisters eat dinner. My sisters eat dinner. The boys play football, okay? The boys play football. So once again, the rule is if the subject is plural, more than one, do not add an S. I repeat, do not add an S. If you can fix this mistake, you will sound more native just by fixing this mistake. So many non-native speakers, they don't know this simple rule. Yes, maybe it will take time to realize, but just remember, if it's one subject, one person, one thing, add an S. If it's not, don't add an S. If it's plural, don't add an S. Okay? Remember, remember, remember. So here it can get a little tricky now, so pay close attention. Special cases. Now, there are some special cases, and it can get tricky. So let's talk about, first of all, collective nouns. Now, collective nouns are nouns or words like team, family, or group. So this refers to a group of people, okay? It's reference to a group of people. For example, the team wins the game. Even though team refers to many people, we still use the S at the end. So remember previously we said if it's plural noun, a plural subject, you do not add an S. But this is a collective noun. It's an exception. It's referring to a group of people. You add an S. So for example, here, the team, many people, you don't say win, you say wins, etc. So remember that, drill that, write sentences down, keep going. You can do it, okay? Next, we have indefinite pronouns. Now, indefinite pronouns are words like everyone, someone, nobody, and are singular, even though they seem to mean more than one person, okay? So like everyone. So everyone is happy, you would say. Nobody knows the answer. So words like everyone, someone, remember this, and nobody are singular, even though they seem to mean more than one person or people, okay? You use it in a singular sense, okay? Next, a tip is, if you're not sure, ask yourself, is the subject one person or a thing? Or is it more than one, okay? Okay, so now I want you guys to practice, okay, and write down your answers in the comments, and I will check them and let you know the correct answer. So the first one is, the dog run or runs in the park? The children play or plays with toys? My mum cook or cooks dinner every night? Or the boys is or are outside? Everyone love or loves Peter? Guys, I hope this was very useful. I hope you speak like a native speaker very soon. And if you want to learn more English, correct more mistakes, you must subscribe. Until next time, have a great day. Bye-bye.